here, man. Under 22 pounder, 10-5, man. What the good girl sports TV, bro.
Here's from the Walker, Wisconsin. Watching
Goodfellas Sports.
Goodfellas, bro.
All right, man. Big AJ. People saying he started to make excuses over the Alexander Usyk L that he took. Now he said he did say leading up to that fight that he was gonna box. Okay, that's exactly what he said. Leading up to that fight, he says that he wanted to box and show people he can box with Alexander Usyk. But he boxed and it didn't work for him, and everybody knew that was a bad idea except for Big AJ. And I guess he wanted, to challenge himself. Okay, so they saying AJ making excuses for why he lost to Usyk. Now, first statement was wild. It says it's been 4 months since Anthony Joshua suffered an embarrassing loss to Alexander Usyk last September. He's sadly making excuses for why he was dethroned. Embarrassing loss. I mean, Usyk, he did win undisputed at cruiserweight, and then on top of that, Usyk was a good amateur. You know what I'm saying? But they said the excuses that Josh was throwing out in the public sounds like a fighter still trying to make sense of what happened to him and attempted to convince himself and the fans to believe that he's not the person that we saw getting outclassed by a tiny 6'2" Usyk that night. So Usyk is actually 6'3". Okay, like I said before, some of their takes on this just be horrible. Like 6'3", and then on top of that, 6'3" ain't tiny. That's what they underestimated Manny Pacquiao. That's why they kept underestimating Manny Pacquiao, bro. He's tiny, he's small, he's this, he's that, and get in there, man. And y'all look at his legs, man. He bigger than what you think. It's just that some people just proportion different. They say in the latest excuse by Anthony Joshua, 24-2 and 22 knockouts, AJ says he wanted to show the fans that he wasn't a stiff bodybuilder they viewed him as. So he decided to attempt to outbox Usyk in their fight at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London, England. Joshua used a sly approach with excuses for his defeat, saying that, quote, he was practicing my boxing against Usyk. In other words, Joshua wants fans not to judge him so harshly for why he was beaten by a much smaller and weaker former cruiserweight. Weaker? I mean, boy, some of these takes, how you know that Usyk wasn't stronger? Just because you got muscles and you weigh more, don't make you stronger. But this is what he said. Quote, there was always a stigma that I can't box. I'm big, I'm stiff bodybuilder. So I say, cool, let me practice my boxing. I tried practicing my boxing with Alexander Usyk. He was 9 rounds. I won 3 rounds. In the next fight, I win 4 more. I win, said Joshua to Sky Sports. Okay. So AJ sounded in denial about sinking career. He said, quote, I belong on the big stage. I belong as a champion. I belong amongst the names of this generation, and you'll see why. If I didn't fight the best, I may not have lost. Joshua sounds like he in denial. Oh, like I said before, man. Like I said, man, he did say he was gonna try to box coming into that fight, and I just thought he was gonna pull the hook and ladder against I thought he's gonna pull the hook and ladder and just go out there and pummel Usyk. And he fought the right game plan. And it's hard when you get into a groove. You know what I'm saying? It's hard when you get into a groove, and it's hard to break a fighter like Usyk when it's hard to get into a rhythm fighting a guy like Alexander Usyk. Once it's hard to break his rhythm. What I'm basically saying, it's hard to switch it up and make that big adjustment. That's a big adjustment to go from boxing and then what I'm saying, to trying to pressure him. When Usyk get in the groove, you might as well hang it up. But he said when I lost for the first time, I never made excuses, but I had my reasons and I knew I would get back. This one hurt because I was 100%. No problems. I just lost to the better man and it hurt, but it gave me motivation. I redeemed myself. So they don't show in that quote. See, that's why you got to go look for yourself. And he said he was 100%. He said he had his reasons why he lost to Andy Ruiz. But my whole thing is, versus Andy Ruiz, you switched your whole style. You showed us that you can box. Where's Andy Ruiz? So you showed me you can box versus Andy Ruiz. So what you proving in versus Usyk? You already knew you couldn't outbox him. If you try again, you're gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the honest truth. You got to go out there and be aggressive. You know what I'm saying? You got to go out there and be aggressive. You got to go out there and take it to him. And then that might be the wrong approach because Joe Joyce in the World Series of boxing, um, he tried to be aggressive with Usyk, and Usyk ate it up. So maybe a peer pressure game plan ain't the game plan, but we do know he got he had a lot of success going to Usyk body, and obviously Usyk seemed like he could take the shots. So you got a guy with a good chin. You know what I'm saying? You got to really deflate the tires and go to the body. That's the rule of thumb. A guy with a good chin, you can get him to the body. Then you can open him up, and that's always been the rule of thumb in boxing. But he went on to say there was always a stigma that, so I couldn't box. I was still bodybuilder. So I said, cool, let me practice my boxing. I tried practicing my boxing with Usyk. He won 9 rounds. I won 3 rounds. Next fight, I win 4 more. I win. So, you know, so he listened to what people be saying. That's the whole article. He listened to what people be saying. He said, I belong on the big stage. I belong as a champion. I belong amongst the names of of this generation. You'll see why if I didn't fight the best, I may not have lost. People didn't consider Andy Ruiz the best. Maybe he's one of the best available opponents at the time. So maybe he got a point there. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He gave the man his credit. He did say he was going to try to outbox him, which we all knew was a massive mistake. It was a big mistake, and maybe he can't bang Usyk. Maybe he can't pressure and beat up Usyk. Maybe if you get ruthless, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that might open up Usyk even more. I mean, Usyk might open him up even more. So, like I said before, I really don't take these as no excuses, bro. You know what I'm saying? I really don't take him as no excuses. When he said I give him his credit, he said it coming in the fight. He said I'm gonna try to outbox this guy. I know he couldn't. I didn't believe him. I thought he was trying to play psychological warfare, but more important for him is you was being chummy with him, shaking his hand, laughing, kicking it. Even after you lost, you seem relieved to lose, man. That's not always a good, Trey said, Anthony Joshua, I've been based in Sheffield, had a good chat with my coach. I want to try some new things, a new environment to get inspired again and take the heavyweight division by storm. New environment, work with some new coaches to go to war. It's a warrior's mindset. So is he saying that you know, so is Ryan McCracken still gonna be your coach? Is he not gonna be your coach? I mean, I don't know. It's very confusing. So he still said I talked to my coach. So apparently he's still, in it to win it. You know, he's still in it to win it. But like I said before, he got some things to figure out, man. He training with Coach Chill from DC in Dubai. Water came to look at him. I mean, like I said before, the loss is making him make adjustments. Now, could be a team thing. Maybe his dad, maybe Eddie Hearn said you need to do something else and this, that, and the third. Maybe so. Okay. But it's something that they got to figure out, man. And they got to press the right buttons. People, the white collars think they know what's best in the gym, and they don't. Like Conor Ben said, he said, Eddie Hearn don't see me in the gym. He don't know what I am and ain't ready for it. There you go. But we'll see. And if AJ able to come back and beat Usyk, he the king of a second look. So if you beat AJ, it's gonna be even tougher to beat him the second time. But obviously, man, I think going into this fight, man, he can't be nice. If you come in being nice, Usyk gonna take advantage of that. I'm telling you, if you come in being nice, Usyk gonna take advantage of it. I'll tell you that right now. He got to come in, no holds bar, taking food off my table. Took food off my table last time. Trying to take the rest of the food off my table right now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta come in ruthless. And can he turn that switch on? Can he turn that hunger back on? That's the $1,000,000 question. Can he get hungry again? You know, and that's a tough thing to do, to come in there and try to, find your hunger again. You know, like I said, if he able to pull this off, bro. If he able to pull this off, when you fight AJ, you got to beat him twice, and the second time gonna be harder. But also the question that need to be asked is: Usyk gonna get more comfortable? It's a great question. Is Usyk gonna get in there and get comfortable? You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna take it for granted? Like, I did what I did last time, I don't need to improve now. His manager did come on and say that Usyk was 70% last time, and that also could be something to get in AJ head. He said he was only 60 to 70%. So that is true. He was only 60 to 70%. I mean, it's gonna be trouble. But hey, we'll see what happens. Check out the heavyweight boxing playlist. Check out the boxing news playlist. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request, all my social media links in the description. Twitter's the fastest way than Facebook than Instagram. All the links in the description. Financially, if you want to support, Cash App $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313. That's rolling at the bottom of the screen. Also in the description is that and the PayPal link. Appreciate everybody that's to financially support the show. Best way to donate is comment, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications when we go live or drop a video. Appreciate the love support. One time for the one time. No further sports.